about 2 weeks since he was appointed as the new technical advisor of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Jose Peseiro is talking out for the first time. And he's looking at the bigger picture for Nigeria. At least, he said he wants to make Nigeria 4-time African champions. He's not specifically talking about winning the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire. And of course, today we'll be looking at a report that originated from Ghana about Nigeria preparing to bid for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. We're right here in Lagos, in Nigeria. We have not confirmed that. And we'll be looking at a situation in Ghana where the GFA has agreed with Coach Otto Addo to align shuttle between the Black Stars of Ghana and his job at Borussia Dortmund. Is there not going to be interferences? So today, those are what we'll be looking at on the show today. I welcome you. My name is Oluwafemi Ashaolu. And as always, Kyle Ogundare is very much in the studio. Okay, Kyle, it's been almost 5 days now since Milan won the title.
We are still celebrating.
We have not seen it. I know item 7.
We are still celebrating.
You promised the producer at 9.
Yeah, I did, and I am still going to stand by my promise. But first,
we have not seen anything.
Let us finish celebrating.
You guys have collected money from the league organizers.
When we finish celebrating, then we will now call outsiders to come and celebrate with us. But for now, it is in-house.
But you promised us the last time.
I still stand by my promise.
When the new season starts?
This weekend.
This weekend?
Yes.
Okay, so where are you taking also? I can give you a list of 5 hotels in Lagos.
No problem. Anyway, just pick your choice.
Oriental Hotel. I've picked the choice already.
Let's make it.
Okay, so let's get started on the show. Peseiro for the first time is saying that he wants to make Nigeria the 4-time African champions.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. Yeah. And of course, his team met with indigenous coaches that will be working with in Dallas, Texas, the venue of Nigeria's 2 upcoming international friendlies against Ecuador and Mexico. Kayode, what do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot has been said about him not being specific about when he wants to win the 4th AFCON for Nigeria. But I think it is self-explanatory from his contract. He has a 1-year contract. Mm-hmm. Within that 1 year, there can only be one AFCON, which is the 2023 AFCON that we are hoping to play in, that we've qualified to play in anyway. Yeah. So that, I think, is the AFCON issue he is talking about. I don't want us to second guess in that he wasn't specific. Of course, I think he's trying to show maturity, that he's not going to put himself under undue pressure, but he wants to win the AFCON with Nigeria. It is the right time to win. And you know what? For all our pedigree, for all our sagacity as a football playing nation, winning just 3 AFCON, I think is less than complimentary for us, truly. But you can only win one after the other. So if he's going to be the man to bring the 4th one, then so be it. So
what do you think, in Peseiro's mind now, what do you think he will want to do with this international friendlies, Kayode?
He wants to.
We have the number of home-based players.
Yes.
Who are already, of course, in the US.
Of course, the players in the team before, by virtue of the games they played, he would have seen their games on tape. He wants to see these new boys before. If I were him, I'm putting myself in his head now. I want to see these boys before making any decision whatsoever. Now, the thing there is, Nigeria, we have a collection of players, but we do not have a team. It is that team that we now aspire to build for us. See, Femi, let us not deceive ourselves. We do not have a team to compete.
I won't agree less with you.
We do not have a team to compete. So what we have is a collection of disparate players with disparate talents that if they have a good glue that can just merge everything together, they can become a fighting weapon that can beat anybody. You understand? But it takes time, it takes planning, it takes tactical acumen, which hopefully he could be bringing. He could. I'm not saying he is bringing, he could be bringing to the table. So for me, I think the first place to start is to take a look at these players, approach everybody, the guys he's going to work with, the players he's going to work with a very open mind. Don't make any decisions yet about who is going to stay or who is going to go until you have had the benefit of to see everybody close up, and then you can now decide on what to do.
But what do you think should be his decision about key players in the team who have already pulled out of the friendlies already? We have the likes of Iheanacho, Osimhen, and the likes. No, they had a very hectic season, so I'm sure they want to rest. But how do you think Peseiro will be able to assess those guys before our game against Syria?
I think to be fair to those guys, after a very, very grueling season in Europe, it is made and proper that they should be resting, not being involved in all these games. So fine, it is good to see players, but like I told you when we were talking about these games before, Femi, these players have been seen before in competitions. So we know what Osimhen can do, we know what Iheanacho can do, so we do not need to see him in a friendly game. So it is these new guys that we have clamored for that I want us to see. Who knows, any of them could seize this chance. Because if Osimhen were playing, a Victor Mbama, for example, might not get to play. You understand? Yeah. That's what I want you to understand, Femi. And Victor is one of the most underrated players in the Nigerian league. Yes.
The Imba star.
The Imba star. In fact, he hasn't done as much as he did when he was at Remo Stars. Because at Remo Stars, the burden of the whole team was on him. And he discharged his duties creditably. I think that was what ended the move to Imba, which is a bigger team. And he has done well in Imba too.
Of course.
He has done very well. So, for me, I think it's a step up. Now, the pulling out will also help an Ojo Olorunleke. It will help the Aqua United goalkeeper too. And the biggest of them all. Finally.
Finally. I know you've been clamoring for it.
I have been clamoring for it.
It was a late call-up, but it is worth it.
Yeah, it is worth it. Now we can finally lay the controversy about Adeleye to rest. A good game, fine. As much as I agree that one game should not define his career with the national team, but it will really help him if he does well. If he gets to play and he does well, it will really help him to cement his place in the team. If he does not do well, to get another call-up will be a long time coming. So this is like a now or never for him. If he gets to be in goal, he has to seize his chances with both hands. Except his family, his village people are after him.
But it surprised me how we've ignored such a talent for this long period. I know you've talked about it, but it took someone like Salisu Yusuf that all of us have, that a number of us have criticized, to extend the call up to someone like that.
I'm not sure it's surprising to somebody like me. Let me give you a very good example. During the days of the late Shoaib Amadu as Super Eagles coach, I think that was in 2009-2010, whilst the build-up was on towards the World Cup. There was Dixon Etu, who was at Fulham, and he was previously at Sunderland and then at Fulham, and he was top of his game, playing week in, week out at Fulham. And you know, we are all talking about this man who was a fighter, who could break up things, who could box to box, very strong, solid, the kind of person, a player we wanted in the middle, physically and mentally strong. But Ahmad wasn't giving him the time of the day. He was overlooking him. So at the press conference, I remember asking Ahmadu, what exactly is the problem? Why are you not inviting Dixon Etu? He said he doesn't even know there's somebody called Dixon Etu. And Dixon was playing in the Premier League at that time. You know what? What we did at that time was we did a very complete we did a very big pull out about Dixon. His games, his strengths, his weaknesses, everything. I did an interview with Dixon, put everything together, and we now splashed it in the newspaper. So it was not possible for you to see you don't know him again. He was forced to call Dixon, and I think Dixon went on a decent run of games for the Super Eagles at that time. Because Dixon said he wasn't going to lobby to be called the Super Eagles. If his performances do not merit being called up, he's not going to ask anybody for any favors. And I agreed with him at that time, because that's the way to go. The moment you start begging for rules to be bent for you, then that means you have to dip your hands in things that you should ordinarily not be doing. So Dixon came and he did well. I think that's why I'm not surprised now that Nigerian coaches over time have refused to call Adeleye. But now, finally, reason has prevailed. He has been called. The ball is now in his court to do the right thing. Hopefully, he can get to do it. Okay,
Kayode, let's talk about this report originating from Ghana. I've not even seen anywhere in Nigeria that Nigeria will bid to host the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations.
It's about time, Femi. It's about time we host Czech. But
a lot to be done, Kayode.
No.
3 years.
No.
That's less than 3 years now.
Yes, we do not. A lot shouldn't be done because already the basics are there.
No, I'm talking about facilities now.
Facilities are there, Femi, if you choose to look at it from this optimistic side of things. Because we have world-class stadium all across the country.
Yeah, I agree. We might not have a problem with hospitality.
Yes.
I'm talking about hotels.
Yes.
But what about transportation?
Those are things that we have hosted we have hosted Africa before. In 2003, we hosted all African games. We have hosted the Nations Cup. In 2000, we hosted with Ghana. We didn't have any problems. See, the issue of transportation is not.
What I'm thinking, is it's been a long time.
Yes.
And since then, has much been improved in terms of facility.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking about. Has much been improved in terms of facility.
Femi, you know what? It depends on your outlook to life. If you choose to be optimistic, know that fine, there are challenges, but are these challenges surmountable? Yes. We are not hosting the World Cup. We are not hosting the Olympics. We can host the Nations Cup successfully, although I have my reservations, which I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
It is not about the provision of facilities.
As much as
Femi, I can tell you that if we have 6 months, we'll put all the facilities together. You know the Nigerian spirit. It is not about the facilities that is the problem, Femi. You are not even looking at it from the point where I want you to look at it from. We hosted the Koja 2003. That's like going to 19 years ago.
Yeah, next year we'll make it 20.
Next year we'll make it 20. In 2009, we hosted the Under-17 World Cup. Right?
Yeah.
In 2000, we hosted the AFCON.
We hosted with Ghana.
In 2009, we hosted the World Cup.
Yeah.
In those 3 competitions, as I speak with you, Femi, Nigerians have not been told how much we spent, how much we made, what is the balance sheet, credit or debit. We do not know for those 3 competitions. All we knew was monies were budgeted for this competition. Nobody told us how those monies were spent. So me, I've come to see this hosting as a means to funnel money into people's pocket.
Those monies have no account.
That's the point. That's the problem. In an ecosystem where countries host and make profits. If you are not going to make profits, then we should not be losing from these games. Femi, yeah, that's why I said in order to host any competition now, the federal government must ask for the balance sheet, a statement of account of how those the previous competitions were hosted.
That means we're not going to host anything. Right?
Then so be it. That's why I said I would rather look at it from this angle than from the other. See, provision of. Let me tell you something. The last Nuga Games, I was in a select group of journalists that were at the University of Lagos. It was a week. As a matter of fact, it was a week to the opening ceremony. These facilities were like 50-60% ready. But on the opening day, everything was ready under 1 week. So I know the Nigerian spirit. We can do it when our backs are put to the wall. But like I said, it is not about doing it because we can do it. It is about being accountable, making people accountable. Because you cannot wait and feed fat on the common patrimony because you are in positions. You see what? Most of these people are angling that Nigeria should host. They are not saying it because they want Nigeria to host, because they like Nigeria that much. They are saying it because they know what they stand to gain. I know of somebody today, Femi, who can qualify to be a millionaire today, who made all his money from one of the competitions that Nigeria hosted. I knew him before the competition. I knew what he gained at that time. It's a very open secret.
He blew up after the tournament.
Up to today, he caused the shots today because of the illegal money they made from that competition. I'm not going to mention the particular competition, but those who know what I'm talking about will understand as I'm saying it now. You cannot continue that kind of life. It is not done anywhere. Countries who are much more serious than us will tell you, we are hosting this competition, we are going to spend $10,000, we are going to make $12,000. In fact, we are not even going to we are going to break even. We don't even need to make profit. Let's break even. But no, in Nigeria, we say we are going to spend 10,000. We spend 2,000. Some people pocket the remaining 8,000.
It's for their efforts. Okay, let me quickly. According to GhanaSoccerNet.com, some persons had a meeting with Minister of Youth and Sport. I'm talking about Mr. Sunday Dare, and according to what they agreed, they said it's over 30 years that Nigeria hosted Nations Cup all alone. The other was co-hosting with Ghana, and so it is expected Nigeria will be in good position to get the hosting right. The meetings went well, and Nigeria is in good position to get it, according to the publication, quoting the sources. The opportunity in terms of economy and also facilities are enormous. The facelift of the National Stadium in Abuja and Lagos is going to be a big boost. Uyo hosted CAF Confederation Cup, and it is also an advantage for the country. Nigeria, for now, is among the favorite resources. CAF will not even bother about whether we break even or not. Once they know that we have the capacity, they will just give it to us. Then the rest is for us to manage.
Femi, we have heard all of these familiar campaigns before. The economic, what is the economic benefit to Nigerians when we hosted Koja? What was the economic benefit when we hosted Under 17 World Cup in 2009? What happened in 2000 when we hosted Africa with Ghana? See, let nobody deceive us, Femi. I still stand by what I said, that until we have, you are not going to host a competition. It's like a business engagement. You bring a business plan. This is what we want to do. This is how much we hope to make. And if we do not make this, then our next should be on the chopping block. It's as simple as that. Bring a commitment. Let us see it. If it's practicable. Before a country will host the FIFA World Cup, for example, now, they will tell you they are going to spend 2.5 billion. They hope to make 3 billion. And the profit will be spent so and so. Why is it different? Fine, I know in Africa it's a little bit difficult to make profit from hosting of competition.
But not that they do not make profit.
Really not like that. Let's be honest with ourselves. It's not. It's still more.
But at least if you don't make profit, let people know how much you spent.
Exactly.
And how much was left over.
Exactly.
From
let
what
us
break
even. Because more or less, like I suppose it's more or less like a social investment in Africa. Up to now, we have not yet got to the business side.
As a means of,
it's still not a business. Yeah. But then we should not we should be breaking even. At least if you budget 10 billion, let us use the 10 billion. Not that after the 10 billion that you have pocketed 6 billion, you now still come and slap a huge bill on us that we are still owing this, we are still owing that vendor, we are still owing this vendor. That's what I do not want to happen.
I remember after in 2003, I meant to say, when after the tournament at the Abuja National Stadium, yes, when we heard that every rain came down and blew up the roof of the
velodrome. It happened. I was in Abuja
and not today.
And I saw it.
I'm sure nobody has accounted for that.
Nobody. That's one. Then you ask yourself, most of the vehicles that were used, branded vehicles that were used at that time, up to today, nobody is saying anything about them. I heard they were just dashed out.
Let's quickly go on this break. We'll be back to talk about the situation in Ghana, about Otto Addo, shortly between the Black Stars of Ghana and, of course, his job at the Borussia Dortmund. And please don't forget your comments. Please keep them coming, and don't forget to indicate where you are reaching us from. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, share our videos, and if there is any issue, any topical issue in sports, football particularly in Africa, that you want us to talk about, please bring it to our notice. We'll be back to talk about Otto Addo's situation. Please stay with us. Welcome back, and it's still Nigeria Superfans Forum. For our fans who have continued to reach us or give us feedback, we appreciate you so much. Don't forget, wherever you are reaching us from, please indicate if there's any issue you want us to talk about regarding football in Africa. Please bring it to our notice. Of course, we've had a couple of them, particularly the unjustifiable zoning in Waffle Zone that we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about the situation in Ghana. The GFA said they have reached agreement with Borussia Dortmund that will allow Otto Addo to be in charge of the Black Stars till December at least. But that is after the World Cup in Qatar. But shortly between Borussia Dortmund, his job as a scout and a trainer, then with the Black Stars of Ghana, wouldn't that be tasking?
Definitely, it's going to be very, very tasking. I remember when we had the same issue, we talked about the same issue regarding Nigeria's Finidi George shortling the Eyimba job with the that of the head coach of the Super Eagles. I said as much. And you know one thing, people tend to oversimplify the job of a national team coach. That after all, they are not always in camp. They are not always playing games. Sometimes they don't get to play games in 2 months, in 3 months. But the fact is, whether they are playing or not, in fact, the job of national team coach is done when the team is not preparing for a game. That is when his job is being done. But
meanwhile, at that time, it could be in Germany.
Yes, that's why I am not fixated on this idea of he must be in Nigeria, he must stay in Nigeria, he must stay in Ghana. No, the real job of a national team coach is done before the team is called to camp for anything. So it can be anywhere. to do it. As long as he has, okay, maybe you want him to monitor games in the domestic league now. Once he has capable assistants to do that, I'm not sure that it is compulsory that he must be the one to do this. If that's the essence of having assistants anyway. So for me, when you say the coach is not like, because they don't play every other week like club football, so he can short to it. No, there's a distraction there, which I think we should not underestimate. And I think it is only fit and proper that African countries should begin to see ourselves as awesome, that we do not deserve less than our foreign countries. I don't see, for example, Gareth Southgate holding the England job and holding the job of Middlesbrough at the same time. For example, I don't see that happening. Why should it be happening in Africa? I don't see Fabio Capello holding the Italian, and Mancini holding the Italian job as well as. But
particularly, why it seems Addo himself is really fixed on holding on to the Borussia Dortmund. He could have said, okay. I
am not blaming him. See, the job at Borussia Dortmund is much more stable than the national team job, because by the time of the contract, it doesn't. At the end of the World Cup, it's comme ça. He could be fired. He could be asked to stay on. But if he goes on to the Borussia Dortmund job, he's very sure that is settled. More so, that will pay more than the national job. Let's not deceive ourselves. Yeah. So from that point of view, I understand and I agree with him. Giving his time and energy and everything to the national team is patriotic, but for me, if you want to do it, go all the way. That's
okay. So he's expected to name his squad for the upcoming 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers against Madagascar and the Central African Republic. All right, let's quickly talk about one issue that has continued to generate serious debate across the globe. That is the decision of Kylian Mbappe to stay back at PSG. They said he was originally meant to play for Cameroon, but the father came out to say that he was asked to offer bribe. That was what we heard.
We hear that every time.
But a lot of people have said PSG offering Mbappe 300 million euros as sign-on fee for deciding to stay back at the club instead of joining Real Madrid is part of what has continued to damage football. If, as a matter of fact, La Liga president Tebas had to petition UEFA.
What do you concern now?
Do you agree, Khaled?
What do you concern now?
300 million euros for the total deal that Mbappe will get is about $700 million. Khaled.
As long as no financial fair play rules are broken, I do not see anything wrong with it. And for me, off camera, you yourself, you kept talking about how you hand over that amount of money to a 23-year-old. You expect a 23-year-old to win trophies for you. If his age is not a factor when you are deciding he's good enough to win titles for you, why should that be a factor when you are talking about remuneration? He should get whatever. Oh, okay, because he's 23 years old now, he should wait until he's 33 years old before he can handle that kind of money. No, I do not
that
agree.
Fee can't be. That fee is overboard.
Because of his age.
For whatever whatever you do.
Be man enough to say.
For whatever you do as a footballer,
I do not agree.
300 just for the sign-on fee.
I do not agree.
Every year, Mbappe, every season, not even a year now, for every 9 months, you get about $60 million.
Yes,
salary.
I do not agree that is too much. Players in the NBA get more than that. Nobody is talking about it. So why is it different in football? Football is not the highest paying
I know.
sport. So why do you know it? Let us have this big money athletes. If the clubs can afford
it. But is it damaging football? Do you think it is damaging
football?
I do not agree. That has been the
Femi, I do not agree.
The focus for that discussion.
Femi, how does the fact that you are able to afford to give your children good money to go to school affect family values? Because me, I cannot do that. No.
Personally, I won't even give my children big money to go to school.
Make the money first.
I won't.
Make the money first. We have this conversation.
It is part of discipline.
When you make the money, we have this conversation.
I'm already making the money.
I hope the FIRs, the tax people are hearing you, that you are making the money. I'm not sure you are paying the tax.
I'm paying my taxes.
Okay. When you make this big money, Femi, let us see what happens. Like, I remember when people were complaining that Mr. Femi Otedola bought this big expensive cars, for Lamborghini
for his
daughters. And I said, if he doesn't buy for his daughters, are you expecting him to buy for me? See, if you have the money and you are not borrowing from the bank, you are not stealing the money, spend it. The thing about PSG is, as long as they have not, and that's what the UEFA president said, that they have financial fair play rules. If they are not broken, then all is fair.
But UEFA La Liga president Tabas is arguing that PSG have financial problems.
But
so why would they spend that amount of money?
But if
Real Madrid also remember Neymar, when Neymar paid £200 million to buy out his contract at Barcelona on his bid to go to even at that time German Chancellor Angela Merkel complained that money.
But do you know
scandalous.
Tebas is not saying this because he likes football. He's saying that because for his profile, if that guy
because he didn't come to
if that guy had gone to Madrid, it will raise the profile of my.
But the same time has stopped Barcelona from giving Messi a new contract.
I do not agree with you.
But you know, he stopped Barcelona from giving Messi a new contract.
Barcelona
because of their financial situation.
Barcelona could not afford it. Let's not turn things over.
They tried.
They could not.
They tried to.
At that time, they are not able to afford it.
Laporta tried to see what he could do.
How?
But
if you don't have money, you don't have money.
But Tebas said no.
Femi.
He said because there was a statement released to that effect.
Femi, the truth is Barcelona were not in a position to offer what they are. They were just doing boju. The truth is Messi out of
what is boju
Barcelona.
in English?
Boju in English.
Cover eyes.
No. They are just, Messi out of Barcelona, Ronaldo out of Madrid meant the shine is now off Spanish league. So if Mbappe had gone, it will bring a little bit of the shine back.
So it was a case of jealousy.
That is it. Let the man go and rest.
Okay, let's quickly go to the Ghana Premier League. Talking about week 31 now, Kayode. We'll have Edwana Stars. They will be hosting Dreams. Bibiana Gold Stars will be traveling to face Legon Cities. RTU will be hosting 11 Wonders. Albina Shark will also be hosting Beracom Chelsea. Beracom Chelsea, they defeated Ashanti Kotoko last weekend. The King Faisal will be hosting Great Olympics. Beckham United will be traveling to face Wafa. Medema will be hosting Ashanti Kotoko. Hopefully, Kotoko will come around this time.
Hopefully.
And Ashanti Gold. Our people, they will be hosting Accra Lions. And later we have Out of Hope and Karela. We've not had the latest regarding Out of Hope situation. We hope that some of those players will have been out of danger by now. Remember, we talked about the flu, a strange flu that broke out in the camp last week.
Yeah, hopefully. I hope they get back soon. But if they are not ready, then they should just hold on until everybody is satisfied, fully fit to get back into action.
There are also reports that 5 of Out of Hope players are supposed to be in the Ghana team for the CHAN competition. So, well, I don't know. I know that the GFA will try to fix that situation. Okay, so the MPFL now with 30. Sunshine Stars of Accra will be hosting Katsina United. Niger Tornadoes will be hosting Lobby Stars. Aqua United, the title holders, they will be traveling to face Kwara United in Ilorin. MFM, this time, they played a 1-0 draw away to a Shooting Star last weekend. They will be hosting Gombe United. Atland of Owerri will be hosting Shooting Star. What do you expect in that game? Your team will be traveling all the way to Owerri.
I think 3SC this season have been very poor travelers. I think they've gotten only 5 or 6 points from away games. They won one against MFM and they drew Gombe United and Sunshine and I think one other team, probably National one. So they've gotten like 5 or 6 points on their own. So I'm not expecting anything much, especially from an Atlant team that is gradually trying to take to drag itself from the bottom of the table. They've posted a couple of very good results recently, so I do not expect anything from that game.
I hope you guys are not winning like Atlant anyway.
No, we're not.
Okay. In other fixtures now, let's quickly talk about it. We have Remo Stars, they will be hosting Kano Pillars. Dakada will be hosting Rivers United. Enugu Rangers will be traveling to face Plateau United. That should be some game to watch out for. The Eyimba will be hosting Nasarawa United. And in the last game for week 30 in the Nigerian Professional Football League, Abia Warriors will be traveling to face Wiki Tourist. Kadi, I know you'll be looking out for Atlant against your team.
Definitely, I will. Then I will be looking out for the game involving the Kada and Rivers. It's just like 1.5 hours journey from Port Harcourt to you. So a whole lot of Rivers United fans will be.
They could even live on the day of the
definitely.
game.
It's just like 1.5 hours. on the road. So there will be a lot of interest in that game because it's been a long while that Rivers United haven't won this league, and it's looking good for them this time. So I am sure they will not lack supporters wherever they play, home or away. So I expect them to be on the train to you for this game.
Okay, Kyle, once again, thank you for coming on the show.
It's always a pleasure.
Okay, and this weekend, don't forget that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be playing Mexico in an international friend. That will officially be Jose Peseiro first game. So a lot of attention will be in that game to see the tactical changes, at least the beginning of a different thing in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. So when we come next week, we'll be taking you closer to the action as far as that game is concerned. Then in preparation for the game against Ecuador. This is where we'll be drawing the curtain on this program today. But please don't forget, continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel, share our videos, press the like button, and of course, like I said earlier, if there is any issue, football issue particularly, that you want us to talk about in Africa, please bring it to our notice, and you can be rest assured that we'll give the deserved attention. Until we come your way again next week, my name is Oluwafemi Ashaolu. I say have a fantastic sporting weekend for yourselves. Bye for now.